Alrighty, hey, what's going on, everybody? First and foremost, if you guys are hearing an echo here, that's because I'm shooting this video at the old apartment. And surprisingly, the interesting thing is that when you remove the furniture from place that you live in, uh, you get an echo. So that's crazy because we moved into the house uh, last month and there was no furniture over there, and we kind of walked around through it, and there was like this crazy tremendous echo everywhere, and I thought that's weird. And then we got some furniture in and the echo dissipated. So unfortunately for this video I wasn't able to get the couches and everything back, so I do apologize if there's an echo. Today's video, I am super excited because as a follow-up from the previous video where I told you guys that I did purchase a chess set from House of Staunton. I did purchase one because, not necessarily because I became part of an affiliate program with House of Staunton, but just because of the sale prices that they had, 20% off and an additional 10% that I get as a gold member. I ended up getting this Cooke series luxury chess pieces that you see before me. This is a smaller chess set, somewhat smaller. It's a 3.625 inch king. But one of the things that I've already alluded to in some of my previous videos is if we take the king and we sort of draw the line from the height of the king to the height of the other pieces, we can see that if you buy a very tall king, like let's say you get a chess set that's 4.4, a lot of times the king kind of overreaches a little bit, and the rest, there's kind of like this exponential slope that ends up happening to where the king might be 4.4 inches, and then the queen is going to be significantly smaller, and then the rest of the pieces kind of taper down. Whereas if you end up getting a luxury chess set that's where the king's already kind of smaller, a lot of times what I have seen is you don't get as much of that exponential tapering. Instead, you get more of a linear decrease in the chess pieces to where you end up with substantially, not really that much smaller pieces in the end. I really wanted to get a Cooke chess set for quite a long time now, and I've had a lot of people comment that they have purchased Cooke chess set as their like luxury chess line. So I really liked certain elements of the Cooke chess set, especially the knights, which I will show you guys here in a minute, and the overall proportion of the pieces. It was something that the biggest question really was, where do I get the Cooke chess set from? Because I've had different chess distributors that I was looking at, and it just so happened that House of Staunton was offering the discounts for Christmas this year, and I ended up getting this one because originally this particular chess set was priced at $349 for this natural antique looking boxwood, and this is ebonized boxwood, but it's lacquered, so it's got a really nice dark shine to it. There was other varieties of wood you could have gotten, or I could have gotten a blood rosewood and natural boxwood, or I could have got genuine ebony, but unfortunately genuine ebony was out of stock, and it would have cost me about $100 more if it was in stock. The blood rosewood was $80 more, which wasn't that big of a deal, but I was either looking for genuine ebony or otherwise I just settled for this one. When I was purchasing this particular chess set, as always with House of Staunton, you get the option of getting a board if you don't already have a board, and you also get to choose a box if you need a place to store your chess pieces. And one of the things I actually have been, coming in terms with recently is that for any chess set that you end up getting, as much as you think you might not need a box, I think it's a good idea to think about possibly getting a box, because unless you're hoping to just keep your chess pieces on top of a board and never having to put them up or anything, I think that it's a good idea to have some kind of a storage option. Not necessarily from House of Staunton, but you might want to look around and find something that that you're happy with, that will be good and spacious and protect your pieces. Oftentimes on House of Staunton, when you purchase a nice chess set like this, you will be given an option to buy storage, like a box of some sort. And in fact, you end up getting it at a discount, as you can get like $50 off or something. So I did end up getting this this premium leather, black leather box. I've actually had a very similar box before. It was in a brown leather color. So you guys have already seen this type of box. It's a very standard. I don't know. I think it retails for like 150 or 160, something like that. It's a really nice box that was offered as one of the options for this particular chess set. But what I want to do is, I've had some people comment and saying like, could you please give me the dimensions of the inside of this particular box? And I had my previous one, but that was the box that I ended up sending to my friend in Europe, so I don't have it anymore. And as much as I'd like to give the dimensions of the old box, I'm hoping that my next video I'll be able to make a short video where I will kind of show you guys what you can fit in one of these boxes, because as this being one of the available boxes for for chess pieces out there, I feel like it's important to just make a quick video where I can show the dimensions and most importantly, how likely are you going to be able to fit your pieces in there so they don't lay on top of one another? Because I know that for a lot of people out there, getting some kind of a storage box like this, it's important for them to realize whether or not a box like this will allow their chess set to actually have all the pieces standing. Because, and I feel like I'm totally there with them. A lot of times with some of my chess sets, I'm okay with them laying on top of one another, and that's no big deal. But when you get a nice chess set like this and you're actually proud of it, you're proud to showcase it, one of the things that I realize is that with this particular box, you can't really put all the pieces next to each other and have them all standing. You end up having like 3-4 pieces from each of the colors having to be just thrown on top of the other pieces, and that's not ideal. So even though I got a good discount on this particular box, I feel like I will still look around in the future and probably consider getting a coffer for this particular chess set. Even though it's not like a really large chess set, I think getting some kind of a small coffer or some kind of an option like that would be, in my opinion, I just want my pieces not to touch each other in this particular circumstance. So let's just go ahead and take a quick look at this particular chess set. I would like to start off by saying that I am actually quite very happy with this particular chess set. 3.625 doesn't seem like a very big chess set. 3.625 inch king seems like a fairly small, almost library-sized chess set, but it's actually not. And what makes this a very practical and a very overall pleasing chess set to play is the fact that the pieces have a very broad, as we've seen before with some of the other chess pieces, but these have a very broad base, and they are very, very heavy and stable. Weight-wise, they do feel very nice in hand. Like I mentioned before, I ended up purchasing this for $349, and then I got the box to them, which when you're purchasing together with the chess set, that is a lot of times a good time to buy the additional things you might need, like the board and the box, because that will be the time when you could save quite a bit of money. If you decide later on to buy the box, it's not like you can't buy it. It's just that you don't have that opportunity to utilize that discount that you get with buying things together. But $349, and then the box cost an additional $80, I think. But then I got 30% off, so it ended up costing, everything ended up costing me probably like $300 maybe. And so if we take the price of the box out of the equation, then with all the discounts, I'd probably say that this chess set ran me maybe around $230 something like that, 230, 235 maybe. So very similar in price to the Walter Grimshaw chess set that I've shown you guys like a couple of months ago or maybe a month ago from Staunton Castle. And quality-wise, this chess set's quite similar to the Walter Grimshaw, both of which, in my opinion, are really quite nice chess sets. Nice overall, well proportioned, well sized. My recommendation is if you are looking for a Cooke chess set, there's this particular one on the House of Staunton. There is a Camarada collection one that's a little more expensive. I think it's close to 500, and I will be looking at that one a little bit more closely, but this particular one I ended up settling for this time, and I'm quite very pleased with it. So let's take a closer look at the individual pieces so that we can see them together and see how they compare. Alrighty, hopefully this lens is working just fine, but I would like to start off by looking at the kings. Here we have the light and the dark king. Once again, the height is 3.625 inches, so a little bit on the shorter side, a little bit shorter than the typical 3.75 that we see in a lot of chess sets, but in my opinion, these chess pieces are quite well sized overall. It's not like it really doesn't feel like you're missing out or you feel like these pieces could have been taller. In my opinion, I think that they're just well sized overall. As you notice, one of the defining features here is the sort of a sharp edge on the top. But at the same time, we've seen in a lot of chess pieces that whenever you have a sharp edge like this at the top, the very top portion tends to be very flat, and in this case it's slightly raised. So it's kind of slightly different from what we see a lot of times. So that slight raise kind of sort of makes this sharp angle not as evident, in my opinion. Kind of gives it a little bit of roundness just because you sort of still have this nice rounded feature here because of the raised top. The finials, and I will show these closer, are fairly normal looking, nothing unusual. We have the three rings here, a nice broad neck, and a very wide and stable base. It's very heavy pieces overall. They feel very solid. They really just feel nice. I really wish that in my videos I could find a way to be able to take a piece and say here and put it through my computer screen and just hand them to you, so you guys could be like, yeah, okay, I know, I see what you're talking about. Because that's one of the limiting features of the video, is as much as I can show these pieces and chess sets to you guys, unfortunately I can't just hand the pieces through the screen and say, here, take a look for yourself. I mean, these are pretty cool, pretty nice little chess pieces. The felt that you see here on the bottom is a fairly nice, I would say, high quality felt overall. It's the regular green. It's not the dark green blue, but in my opinion, it's nice and thick. You could see that it kind of sort of frays a little bit, just ever so slightly, and I've seen, usually it's the more expensive felt that kind of has this fraying feature where it looks kind of fuzzy a little bit. But because of the nice felt, when you put the pieces down, they feel really nice and solid. They don't move around. They don't clank against the board, so you can play these on any type of board that you'd like, which would include whatever board you want to play it on. Mousepad board, silicon board, you want to play it on the wooden one, that's fine. You want to play these somewhere outside on a stone board, that's fine too. I think these pieces are made for just about anything. Now we see the queens. The queens are going to be a little bit smaller overall, a little bit smaller than the kings. You can see that by comparison, the king's going to be taller. But weight-wise, they're pretty heavy. In fact, all these pieces are heavy, nice, solid, heavy pieces. Just overall, Very, very pretty. I I really wish that I had chess pieces like this when I was growing up. Unfortunately, I don't. But maybe, hopefully, if any of my kids end up taking up chess, I'll let them play with chess pieces like this. These are a real gem, to tell you guys the truth. The way that the light reflects off of these pieces, the way that everything's sort of nicely polished, and you could see the attention to detail to ensure that these pieces are just perfect. It's great. I'm always a sucker for detail. I'm a sucker for things that have been made well. And in this case, this is a great chess set. The bases are also pretty wide, same type of felt on the bottom. We have kind of a very similar pattern base. Just the kings obviously going to be a little bit bigger, and then the queens are same way. They kind of taper inward. You got the 3 rings, and then you got the top. As far as chess board size that you may want to consider for this particular chess set, I'd probably say you'd be okay with the 2.25 standard size. You could always go up a little bit. You could go at 2.5 like me, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Here we have the bishops. These type of bishops are very popular among the chess sets that have been made prior to the 20th century. So chess sets from like 1850s, 1840s, they all have this broad cut that we've seen this in the Walter Grimshaw. We've seen it in, I think we've seen it in the Walter Grimshaw. We've definitely seen it in the Paulson with the sort of cut through the ball here. I find these bishops to be very aesthetic. I may have said things about the bishops with a very plain cut, but this really does look like, I feel like the plain cut bishops, maybe they're more of the style nowadays, but the broad cut just looks like more time went into it, and it just looks more pleasing, in my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion, but that's just what I've come to, because I've seen a lot of different chess sets, and I do like the broad cut overall. It looks really nice. So solid. Comparing the size of the queen to the bishop here, we don't have a problem with that we've had in that best chess set ever, where they were very similar in height. You see quite a difference here. So that's nice. So this chess set's nicely proportioned. The knight here, very pretty knights. Very pretty. I'm going to show these up close to you with the new lens. Some of the up close footage that you guys will see, unfortunately, will be a little shaky. It's not because I was drinking or having too much coffee, although I may have been having coffee. But it's the fact that when you get the pieces that close to the lens, it's always for some reason shakes. I gotta find a better way to film pieces up close without shaking. Maybe put it on something, but like even minor hand movements ends up looking like you are, definitely hungover or something, because it looks like you've got some kind of jitters or shakes or something. So I do apologize in advance. These are really pretty cool knights. This probably was the reason why I ended up getting this particular chess set, was because of the knights, because of this sort of a broad, very classical look of the knight. The broad face, the large jaw muscles, and this sort of a tapered nose and mouth, kind of a very blank stare. But these are the type of knights that are, in my opinion, what every chess set really should strive for, because the Cooke series luxury chess pieces, the knights are very nice. I've seen this type of knight head structure in some of the really expensive antique chess sets, but you don't see this often. A lot of times the like the Fischer Spassky chess sets, do have a broad face, but it's just that for some reason it's not the same. It's the face is broad and it looks nice overall, but I think that they should all strive to have this sort of a large muscles right over here and a broad face and this sort of a tapering, this blank stare. It just looks aesthetic. I don't know. Everybody has their opinion, but I really, really, really like the way that these knights look. What do you guys think? I know I have some loyal subscribers out there who will probably chime in and say that they also have a Cooke chess set. I know I remember some people having Cooke chess sets. Hopefully you guys can comment and let me know what you think about the overall shape of these knights. I really like them. I really, really like them. Let's take a look at the other pieces. When it comes to rooks, really, you could probably swap rooks from one chess set into another, as long as the wood color is the same and as long as the height is similar. You probably wouldn't really have that much of a problem swapping rooks, just because rooks are overall, for the most part, at least the Staunton design will be very, very similar. Obviously, if you're going to go into some, French design or something different, you might end up encountering rooks that will be different, but these are fairly standard, heavy, stable rooks. The top portions are very similar to the Paulson, very similar to the Walter Grimshaw. The neck here is nice and well measured as far as the width. I've seen some that were like a little too big, but these are overall pretty nice overall. Pretty standard. Lastly, we have the pawns. Pawns are not super duper heavy. They're still heavy. They're still weighted on the bottom. You could feel the extra weight. The ball on the top is not too big. This little skirt or whatever you call it, bonnet, is nicely shaped. Some people may say the bonnet is a little too wide for the top portion, but I think overall it's a little bit more tricky to grab these, but I don't think they're bad at all. They're overall nice looking pawns. Okay, so this chess set here does come with the 2 extra queens, as you guys can see right over here. I'm gonna try to my best to show how it looks on the board. So overall, this is a 2.25-inch board, as you guys have seen numerous times and are probably tired of looking at this board. But this goes to show you that this particular chess set fits well on even a 2.5-inch board. Overall, it doesn't feel like it's too big for this particular chess set. Overall, the pieces sit well and are well proportioned. In my opinion, it's a lovely looking chess set that can be played on many different boards. Whatever type of board you have, I feel like you're not really going to be disappointed with the way that this chess set will look on them. Now you guys might be wondering what type of box I might be looking for these particular chess pieces. What I'm probably going to end up doing is the chess box that I purchased together with this chess set, as I will probably end up putting some of my other chess pieces in it. I'm looking to possibly get a chess coffer for this one, even though it may seem like it might be overkill for the size of these chess pieces, but like I said before, I feel like in this particular situation it would be best to not have these pieces lay on top of one another. I really do wish that in some of these situations, whenever a chess set is sold, whether it be on Chess House or House of Staunton or Chess Bazaar, what have you, I wish they would have given like the overall footprint of the light pieces and the overall footprint of the dark pieces. Like if you put all the pieces together right next to each other, how much space do they occupy? Like how many square inches or whatever
So that way you can say, okay, well, I would need a box with at least these type of dimensions if I want to make sure that all my chess pieces are standing. Otherwise, you're kind of left guessing. Maybe some of these chess distributors already do that. I'm not really sure, but I think that would be a very, very great little piece of information for a lot of people out there. Now, you could say, well, it depends on how you put the pieces together. I would say, in the least, could you give us the like average if you just jumble them together like this? If I put them together like this, how much space do I need in my box for all these pieces to have the room like this and still have maybe just a little bit of room left over? How big of a box do I need? The box that I bought, unfortunately, can't do that. Not with this particular chess set. There's always this special arrangement, I guess, that you have to put all your pieces like it's like big, big, small, small, big, small. Like you can see, each line has at least a pawn in there, so that way you can maximize the amount of space that you like the amount of pieces you can put in the space. But unfortunately, I got 3 more pieces on the side here, and I don't know, maybe you guys could find a way to put these pieces in a little bit better, but as you could see, even with best efforts, even with best arrangement and rearrangements, we still probably would be a little bit short, and then you would end up just having to take the rest of the pieces and throw them on top in between, which is fine, but I don't know. This is a really nice chess set. I think I'm gonna end up getting some kind of a like a coffer, or I've seen some really nice boxes on Staunton Castle. I've seen some really nice boxes on Chess Bazaar. I'm gonna look around, and if I find something that I really like, I'll be sure to make a video to share with you guys.
Another interesting thing I guess I wanted to talk about, and it's not really all that consequential to this particular video, but every now and then, and I share with you guys your opinions completely. Is there's going to be people now and then, and I'm sure a lot of you guys think the same things, like, why are these videos so drawn out? Like, I could have explained things a lot quicker. Things could have been shown in a much shorter period of time. I totally agree with you guys. When it comes to editing, in fact, the reality of the matter is that when I come to edit these videos, I end up throwing at least half of the video footage away, because even for me, it becomes like way too drawn out. But then when I look back and I decide what footage I want to keep and what footage I want to throw away, I look at the stuff that I feel like may potentially be interesting to people, for people to see. So, and I mean, here's the thing, this isn't my full-time job, YouTube. And therefore I don't really have as much experience, nor do I really have a time to get better. Think about most of the video channels on YouTube that you guys are watching. I mean, some of those people, they have millions of subscribers and they do this full time, and a lot of them actually not only polish their videos out really well, but they will have a script by which they go to, by which they make their video. They have a script, they have a timeline, they have a whole lot of preparation that goes in before they make a video. And obviously, those videos look very polished and very nicely done. And I watch those type of videos all the time too. But think about maybe coming to see your friend. So let's say your friend calls you on your phone and says, hey, I got a new chess set. You want to come look at it? Maybe play a game or so? And you go see him, and he says, wait, before I show you the chess set, let me find the script by which I'm gonna go, and let me just put you in the right position over here, and let me every 5 seconds put you in a different spot so you can have a different viewing angle of the chess pieces. That's just not how it works. In a real life situation, we come to somebody's house and they show us the chess pieces, and we hold them and we admire them, and they tell it to us, as far as what they like and dislike maybe. or they don't even do that. And we're happy with the fact that we were able to have the opportunity to view these pieces. So I do apologize to those people who think these videos are pretty long, and I think they were long too, but at the same time, like I said, if I ever end up to where I'm doing these videos every day, I will let you guys know the point at which I'll say, hey, you know, now I'm gonna be making 3-4 videos a week because now this is becoming my full-time job. And at that point, you better expect, you know, higher quality videos out of me. But until then, you know, this is kind of what I'm making, and hopefully, you know, you guys still get to enjoy it, okay? Well, that's about it, my friends. Thank you for coming. As usual, it was great having you guys here, sharing with me this particular chess set. I'm always happy to bring you guys new chess things, and I will put a link below for this particular chess set. I will also put a link below for the box with which I purchased with this particular chess set. Both of the links are going to be affiliate. As I've mentioned before, if you decide that this might be a chess set that you would like to purchase, you could always purchase it through the affiliate link below, and that way you'll be able to help this channel grow. But as always, it was wonderful to see everybody. Please stay tuned for the next video. I've got a couple of awesome things coming up. Hopefully during the Christmas break, I'll be able to make videos a little bit more frequently. So stay tuned and have a great weekend and have a safe following week. Stay productive, play chess, and I'll see you guys next time, okay? Bye-bye.